Home prices are on the rise. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home, you got to check out this video because we're going to talk about home prices and what the headlines are not telling you. My name is Ryan Skaggs and this is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates. Now, let's dive into the topic today of home prices. So, most estimates, and that's when I look at Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, National Association of Realtors, Redfin, Realtor.com, all these other, they're all looking at single-digit appreciation. I think they might even be on the low end, and here is why and what the headlines are not telling you. What I'm experiencing as a lender in this market is I am seeing and talking with clients every day that are not getting homes because there's so few on the market, and a majority of them are going for over asking price. Now, before we get into how to secure that home and some tips for that, I'd be forever grateful for that subscribe. Click that like button, click that bell icon to be notified as I'm putting out weekly videos on the channel. Now, 33% of single family homes in my Chicagoland North Shore market in the month of January of 2024 went for over asking price. So we sold approximately 485 homes in the month of January in this market, on this kind of north of Chicago metro market. Of this 485, 33% were over asking price. And that sounds crazy. How do you compete with that? There's some cash buyers out there. There is, people with big down payments. How do you compete? What is the headlines not telling us? Well, if you think that we're going to see lower property values, you're going to see maybe a potential downturn in the real estate market, I would contend that based on what I'm sharing with you of what I'm seeing in the market is we're going to continue to have short inventory. There's still an influx of buyers even at these interest rates in the sevens. We topped out of the high end on the mortgage rates in October of 2023. Now we kind of tick down in January. We're back up in February. Time will tell is what we see. We all kind of project that we'll see lower interest rates in the future. But again, time will tell. This is not the video for that. So with that said, what do we do to be able to compete with this? So if we continue to see these short inventory, we're going to continue to see housing prices increase. So I do have clients right now that say they're waiting for interest rates to go down. I would contend the house price is going to be going up as you're waiting. So not a great idea, right? So what can you do now to potentially be able to get into that home, and specifically when things are going for over asking? And this is where you need to have a really tight, great team. From real estate to, if you in an attorney state, you have an attorney and then also the lender. Because there is a big difference in terms of when you go to make an offer, that letter or pre-approval letter that you're sending. So what I'm suggesting to all my clients right now is we X out the pre and we get a fully underwritten pre-approval. Speak with your lender. Ask them, can we get fully underwritten? What's the highest strength of letter that you have available at your company, and how do I apply for that? What are the details? Ask these questions because you want to put the absolute strongest offer forward to be able to potentially give yourself the best chance of acquiring the property. So the letter is one, but where it's from is number two. I would tell you that my company and my team, when our pre-approval is going out in this North Shore market, carries a little bit of weight because we are local, right? You could walk into the office right here. We're in this local market. We have appraisal panel in this market. We know this market. If you get we're in Chicagoland and a pre-approval letter from South Dakota gets, thrown in there from a credit union, the list agent may look at it and be like, whoa, never heard of this lender. I'm a little scared. If I don't know anything about this other lender, and we definitely don't know the buyer, right? Because you're not going to know the seller, then are you put in the best light? Are you going to have the best opportunity? So a lot of times working with a local lender or someone that is based in your local area is going to contend. So if you're watching out here on YouTube, right, in YouTube land, if you're across the United States, that's probably not me, right? So with that said, having a local lender is a really important piece because they want to be able to know the name on that and what they're able to execute on and the reputation, right? So that absolutely matters. Now, when you're making an offer, the letter, the lender, those matter. The other things you need to think about is the terms such as, say, the close date. So in this case, If you've got elderly sellers and they need a long time to be able to get their stuff out, push for a long close. Make sure your agent is asking the right questions, like, what is it going to take to get this property outside of price? Have you heard anything? What has the other agent told us? You know, when you're going around in the open house, you could probably tell who lives in this house and what's important, right? So use those cues. Eyes wide open, right? When you're walking through there, eyes wide open. Do they have a ton of stuff? Do they have a crawl space full, or are they already out? If they've got staged furniture and they're already out, they've painted the walls, they probably want this thing gone quick. So go to your lender, ask, how fast can we close? What is the absolute fastest? How much documentation can I give you right now to be able to shorten this process? These are the questions that I would be asking. And that is going to put you in the absolute best light and the best opportunity to be able to acquire a property here in this seller's market. Now, back to the original point as well, where do we see home prices and home prices in 24? Again, as I kind of pointed out, twofold is one of which most projections show that we're going to have a small amount of appreciation. I think that might be on the low end because of point two that I just made, is because we're such short on inventory, people are going over asking price to be able to acquire the property. That's going to continue to push those values up throughout the year. So time will tell. I'd love your comments below. Where do you think this market is going? It sure seems like it's going to a place that's not a great one, right? We cannot continue this cycle, right? I don't want to say it's unstable, but we can't continue the same cycle of just pushing up to the moon. It's going to become unaffordable. And with this high of inflation, not a great direction or trajectory overall the real estate market. Those that have owned since, say, 2019, holy cow, high five for you. You're doing great, right? So have a great day. Put your comments below. Make sure and click that subscribe button. Stay safe, and we'll see each other again very, very soon.